Good morning. Good morning. It's a Saturday. It's morning here in the East Coast of the United States of America on a Saturday, but I believe it's already Tuesday in Australia. But I want to give you guys a quick update on the Olympia Weekend. We had last night, if you missed it, Mr. Olympia LLC, their Instagram did a live with David Bay, who runs their social media, and Sean Ray, of course. Sean working for the Olympia and Wings of Strength. Basically giving all the updates. And we don't have a ton of updates. However, we did learn a few things. The show is sold out. No more tickets are available. That could change depending on the next few weeks with the situation with the pandemic and what's being allowed and what's not being allowed as far as audiences. The Zappos Theater in Planet Hollywood does seat 7,000 people. So if they're allowed to be at half capacity, that would mean they've sold 3,500 tickets. Hey, Scott. So they've been selling tickets pretty much all year. I believe the tickets went on sale as early as March of this year. So a lot of people did start buying tickets even as this pandemic was, starting. But of course, back then we thought it was going to be a couple weeks and then everything would be back to normal. That's what I thought. So tickets are sold out. However, that has made them really ramp up their efforts to make the production of the pay-per-view something special. It seems like they're going to be putting a lot more effort, a lot more time, money, manpower into the pay-per-view. Will I be going to the Olympia? Of course, I'm going regardless. As long as the show happens, Muscular Development will be there. We're going to cover it, of course. Whether there's an audience or not, even if there's no audience, as long as there's media allowed. Media was allowed at the Arnold, even though at the judging for both days, there was no audience allowed. There was still, obviously, the judges and the media, and there was a couple coaches. However, there is going to be some audience. I'm not sure what capacity is being allowed at the Zappos Theater Planet Hollywood. I don't know if it's 50% or something even less than that. But like I said, the pay-per-view, they're letting us know that they're going to really level up. They're going to make it something special because they realize a lot of people can't travel to the show this year. And again, the capacity is being limited at the theater, so they weren't able to sell as many tickets as they had hoped to, had wanted to with the situation. So the pay-per-view is going to be able to bring all the action into your homes. So one thing that they've already said is they're going to have experts from every different division, basically. So if you're watching figure, they'll have some figure pro, maybe an Olympia champion doing the commentary along with the co-host and so on, someone for open bodybuilding, men's physique. So there'll always be somebody with a really expert eye for that division giving the commentary, which is always a good thing because I don't think anybody really knows a lot about every single division. Another thing that they said you're going to be seeing backstage interviews. You're going to see interviews as the athletes come right off stage. You're going to be seeing pump up room action going on. They're going to really make their best effort to make you feel as if you are there because a lot of you can't be there. And because of the limited capacity of the theater situation due to the pandemic. As it stands right now, the governor of Nevada has asked that the citizens all stay home for the next 2 weeks. It's not mandatory, but they are encouraging everybody to stay home there. They're trying to get a handle on the pandemic so that hopefully things will be open up. They do anticipate by January having conventions again at half capacity. That's what their goal is. Of course, everything hinges on the next few weeks because the second wave of the pandemic is not as bad as we thought it was going to be. It's actually much worse. Obviously, if you read the news or you're aware of what's going on, you know the situation with cases and hospitalizations, deaths and things like that. So it's obviously a very, very serious situation that the entire world is facing at the same time together. We really are all in this together. You had a ticket, had to get a refund as I'm in Ireland, can't get there. Yeah, that's a huge issue is the travel situation. A lot of people would have to quarantine for 2 weeks in some neutral country. Mexico is the one I always hear that I've been hearing. And even the athletes coming from other countries would have to quarantine, with the exception, I believe, of Canada and Mexico. But I believe all other athletes from places like Europe and the Middle East, Asia, would have to quarantine in Mexico for 2 weeks before they can come into the U.S. to compete in the Olympia. It adds another level of difficulty, but, this is a year everyone's got to make sacrifices. Nobody's 2020 has gone to plan. Everyone's had to make adjustments, and that's just the way it is. So, guys, Sean did play up the storylines. We do still have some very exciting things going on. We got Phil Heath returning, coming back to try to win an 8th title to tie the record held jointly by Lee Haney and Ronnie Coleman. Of course, Brandon Curry, currently in Kuwait, looking crazy, does not want to relinquish his title, does not want to lay down and give it to Phil Heath just because he's Phil Heath. Yeah, thank God for Jake Dan and the rest of the team. Yeah, I was going to end with that because it's for them to even put this Olympia on this year with all this going on. And, financially, they're not going to be making money this year. They're doing this for the fans. They're doing this for the athletes. So the show goes on, basically. So we didn't miss an Olympia. But financially, this is not a profitable situation to be putting on any major event, especially a major sporting event like this. Other storylines, obviously, we have Hunter Labrada making his debut at the Olympia. His father was Olympia champion throughout the 80s into the early 90s. He was a front runner at the Olympia, second place twice, I believe. Deletes are doing it. Okay, well, conspiracy theories, the pandemic. Yeah, I'm not getting into all that. We also have Dexter Jackson, 51 years old, former Olympia champion. This is his 20th. That's a very even number. 20th Olympia. He has said this will be his last Olympia. He wants to go out in a blaze of glory. He wants to win, of course. Stranger things have happened in this world, so who's to say Dexter couldn't win? But even for him to be 51 years old and still be in the top 5 with this level of competition and having been up there, this will be the 20th time. It's astonishing. Dexter has the greatest career of any bodybuilder we've ever seen. No one's ever done the things in the sport that Dexter's done. People have won more Olympias. No one's won more Arnold Classics. He's got 5 of those. But his career has had such longevity and success. Brandon for repeat. Yeah. I mean, Brandon's no joke. Phil is incredible. We haven't seen any photos. We don't know if Phil's midsection is looking the way it used to look. I'm assuming it is. I don't think Phil would come back otherwise. I don't think Hani would prep him for the Olympia if he didn't think he was going to look his best and have a legitimate chance of getting the 8th title. Just my feelings. Anyway, I want to keep the Trump 2020. The election's over, guy. It's all over. We're not going to talk about Trump or Biden or anything. That's over and done with. But that's it, guys. So sold out show. Regan Grimes. Yeah, Regan's doing the Olympia. Regan looks great. Regan's up and coming, gets better all the time. Hey, Ireland. So again, show is already sold out because seating capacity is limited at the Zappos Theater in Planned Hollywood. However, the pay-per-view is going to be something special. They're going to make sure it's the best pay-per-view bodybuilding's ever had. So, we're going to look forward to that. I will be there. Muscular Development will be there. We'll be doing all the best coverage we can do. Photos, videos, interviews, play-by-play. We'll be there also helping you really feel like you're there and you're part of the action, part of the experience, getting as much content and coverage as you for possible. That's always my goal. Von Eck will win. Yeah, why not? Maybe. I mean, he's been second place. We'll see what happens, guys. So it's still 5 weeks away from today. It's coming right up, though. And that's it. That's the update. For further information on Mr. Olympia, you can always go to their website, which is MrOlympia.com. The Instagram is Mr. Olympia LLC. And that's it. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later.